What's up? Y'all in here? Y'all
We
in
are back in the building.
Man,
What's up?
back in stride again.
Yeah.
What it is,
Right.
what it do. Welcome to Rats, everybody.
Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. Glass.
What's good, everybody?
Yeah, I know y'all. Hey, man, we've been away for a while. I'm pretty sure that we all got a whole lot of, stuff that we want to get into. I just want to thank y'all for being back and for the people out there that are representing and that are ready to represent and talk that shiznit.
Ish.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yup.
Last time I checked, we're supposed to have 5 people on here.
Hey, man.
We got 4.
Hey, man.
Huh?
Now, who missing?
Hey, man. The last thing that I heard, Beep had to go to the damn principal's office.
Principal's office.
Yeah, man. He had one of them little the mirrors on his shoes, and he was looking up, his
Dang.
school and stuff. So he went to the principal's office, man.
Did he take it off his glasses?
Yo, wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, go to the principal's office, man.
I heard he was laid up on some therapist's couch.
Oh,
What?
that one
But
right
I don't know how true that is.
I can see that. Yeah. Because you probably have to be laid up under, on a therapist's couch just to see what was going on through his mind with him having the damn mirror on the shoe. So I can see that.
That's tough.
I can see that. I can actually see that. Yep.
Lord have mercy.
Yep.
All right, y'all. So we're back. Football season is thankfully, gracefully upon us once again. And we on Rats are going to talk about what excuses the Dallas Cowboys are going to give us this year.
Hey, man.
It's gonna be a lot of.
Because it's going to be a lot of excuses.
What's up with all that?
Hey, man. First of all, what you not going to do is bring up that name.
Hey, man, that is y'all penciled in starting quarterback right now. So
That is not our penciled in quarterback. You wait to my segment. What's up, Dale?
What's up, Dale?
But that is not. So you know what? Who got first? Let's go ahead and get into this. We're doing a TMZ style today.
Yeah.
Who's first? I think the oldest should go first.
That's Hale.
That's Gooch then.
That's Hale.
Bro, we were about to have some unfiltered breaking news happening right now. But luckily, I caught it before it really went down. It was about to be real serious in here tonight.
Hey, look here. I heard it and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like,
What the heck, man?
hold on.
Hey, Glass. That was about to be a meeting. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about what happened.
Audible.
Facts. That was
Luckily,
about to
we
be
got
a
hand
real
signals,
meeting.
you know what I mean? We just...
Told you about leaving that Vaseline out. Anyway, peoples.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, y'all.
Brock, what's going on, man? What you
Hey,
got
man.
up? What's up,
Hey,
man?
man.
There is no way we can start off this show without paying homage to one of the greatest champions of all time. Passed away last weekend. It has been a brutal month, man. There's been a lot of people that have passed away, but it's no way possible that we cannot move on without paying homage to Bill Russell. Okay, this man here,
Yeah.
want to go down as one of the greatest champions, if not the greatest champion of all time. He has won titles in every single level. I'm talking about from winning 2 high school championships to college championships back to back to 11 NBA championships to being NBA MVP to being finalist in any award that is out there. This man here has done it, and he's done it all with class, all with grace. He had to endure so much back then, because as we know, if you were black back then, and heck, some of the time even now, if you're outspoken, people want to, give you threats and vandalize your house and do all this here, but he did it all. He marched beside Martin Luther King. He was there fighting. The whole thing was like Muhammad Ali. He was an activist and not only an athlete in every sense of the word. He has all of my respect, and I want to say rest in peace to this man because he is, in my opinion, the greatest champion of all time.
I mean, real talk. Do we really think that in today's NBA there's going to be another 11-time champion?
No.
Are we ever going to see that again?
Never.
I mean,
Never.
We talk about how difficult it is to repeat and to triple-peat, but 11? And what a lot of people don't realize is, I want to say the 10 and 11 championship, he was a player coach. He wasn't just a player. He was a player coach.
Yeah.
He's the head coach, and dang, for real?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna draw this play up and I'm gonna go out here and do it. I mean, where they do that at?
The first black head coach of any North American major team. And look at that, man. Look at that.
No. Wait a minute. First of all, I don't know why the intern put that picture up there.
That's the picture I put. Look at that, bro. Look at that. This is 6'9".
That's athleticism, but
This is 6'9".
I'm not really sure the poses.
I don't understand why that picture's up there. But here's the thing. You talk to a lot of the NBA greats, Wilt Chamberlain especially before he passed away. And you ask them, who did you fear? Wilt Chamberlain said it was Bill Russell.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was one of the most memorable things that I remember. I forget what the event was, but they had all of the great centers on stage. They had Shaq, they had Kareem, they had Elijah Wan, they had David Robinson, and Bill Russell gets up there and basically looks all at him and said, "I will whoop y'all ass." You know what I mean? And that if he wasn't 80 some years old, he probably could do it. So shout out to Bill Russell, man. Peaceful journeys, brother.
Yeah.
Peace to the legend, man.
Anyone else?
So we got a comment from the crowd, and that is, who is the most underrated NFL team in our opinion?
Wait a minute. You got to comment on Bill first.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you and Gooch.
I said rest in peace to the legend.
Oh.
Wait a minute. So your LeBron love just ain't no room for nobody else, huh?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna speak at it on something that I don't really know. I didn't really watch a lot of Bill Russell, so I'm gonna keep it on. I'm not gonna be one of those dudes who pontificates when he don't know what he's talking about. I don't know his game like that.
Goose was a
pontificate.
Him do it.
Well, that's
fair. This last I talk about something you don't know about, but I digress.
Oh, good gosh! There we go. Coming in.
We gonna start. Okay. Hey, look, Gooch. Just because you're a little darker, you done got your tan on.
I did.
You think you about that light now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, these guys know who I am. They from the glass house. They know what's going on. Don't make me start praying to the gods now.
Oh, no, please, whatever you do not make him pray to the rat gods. Whatever you do.
Now,
go ahead.
When everybody was talking about who's the greatest and how many rings everybody had, all Bill did was do this and didn't say a word.
+1.
Yeah.
+1 for the big toe. I mean, come on, man.
Say what y'all want to say. He didn't get into the argument at all about it. He just said, let mine speak for itself. That's the kind of class that he had and showed when it comes to giving those accolades and things like that. That's why every year you saw him give out the trophy.
Yeah,
I think Bill Russell.
The trophy was named after him in 2009. The most valuable player trophy became the Bill Russell trophy in 2009.
I think the real thing about Bill Russell, and this is one of the only things that I do know about him, is that I think he would have been a great center even now because he was kind of undersized, which means he had speed. He had incredible athleticism, as you guys saw in that picture. That man was up there for that board, and very, acrobatically was able to get it. So he had agility, he had speed, he had leaping ability. I mean, he could have been a higher level Dennis Rodman type player to add to your team, and I think that that's definitely our point.
I think he would have been a step better than Dennis Rodman because
that's why I said
Rodman couldn't shoot.
Yeah,
Bill Russell not only had a soft touch, the dude could dunk. And there's a picture that we don't have, but he's like jumping over some other 7-foot dude, blocking another 7-foot dude shot. I mean, just like incredible. So yeah, no doubt. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to this question.
Yeah.
Dev wants to know who is the most underrated NFL team in y'all opinion? In our opinion.
I got mine.
Now, Glass, I must warn you. I don't have sound effects, but if you say the wrong thing,
I'm not. Listen, nobody
is underrated. No. You say the wrong Glass. You know I love you like a brother, and you know we probably cousins. But if you say the wrong team, the meme gods are going to be coming to get you all week. I'm just letting you know.
The most underrated team in the NFL right now is the Jacksonville Jaguars. And here's why. Number 1 pick, beast of a defensive lineman. I was wrong about this kid. Last time we were on Rats, I probably said, I don't know who the heck he is. Watched him play the other night. Kid can play. Best young quarterback in the league in Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. He's the best out of that rookie class.
And man,
I think Travis Etienne coming back, big time for them. I think they got a receiver in free agency and a drafted receiver, I believe. I like where they're going. So I'm going to say Jacksonville will go from number 1 pick in the NFL draft to a respectable sub 500 team that will get somebody unexpectedly up out of there this year.
Okay.
All right, cool. Gooch, what you think?
I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens.
That's my team, man.
Hey, man, you talk about underrated. Everybody's looking over Lamar Jackson, NFL MVP. Man, you can't not do that. I think he will stay healthy enough this year to make noise and go far in the playoffs. Look for that.
Yeah, since he stole my the one I was going to say, I have to like pivot to my second one, which would have been Miami. Even though the coach we sort of ragged on last year, but I honestly think though that like Tua is going to come into his own this year. You
really believe that?
Hey, you said the most underrated. I think Tua.
Yeah, so they're gonna win 2 or 3 games this year.
All I said, dog, is that he's underrated. I ain't saying that my team or nothing, bro. Because they ain't my team.
Over the ladder they're gonna go to be,
Oh, hey, what's the damn question, man? The question was most underrated team.
I'm just asking the question, brother.
Man, y'all been fighting like an old married couple all day. Y'all need to be putting time out. Hey, for real, since you said Miami, since you said Baltimore, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I think that if there's any season that's gonna be Jalen Hurts' year, it's gonna be this one. And so he has shown some improvement for the past couple of seasons, and let's just face it, the NFC East is weak. So you got opportunity. He got a good opportunity. He got a good opportunity.
I watched that kid in Alabama, and ever since I watched him play, the only thing I think about him is
he hates Hurts.
This dude can't throw the ball.
See, he hates Hurts now.
I do. I just can't. There is nothing redeeming about his game, in my opinion, other than the fact that he can run the ball at quarterback. Other than that, you take that away.
Y'all guys are saying that.
Here's the problem. When you look at all the other scrambling quarterbacks, right? You look at Lamar Jackson, you look at Dak Prescott, you look at some of the other guys that can run in this league. You can't totally just say, hey, I'm going to make you beat me with your arm, and they're absolutely not going to be able to do it. This guy, Jalen Hurts, cannot do it. In fact, he couldn't do it ever because when he was in college, Nick Saban said, I'm going to have to go with Tua in the second half.
But he won every single game that he played up until that one game. But
Nick Saban said the most important game.
Dude, he had won important games prior to that. Man, only lost. I mean, his winning percentage up in college was crazy. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
You want to know why he only lost 20% of his games?
Uh-oh.
Because he played for Oklahoma and he played for Alabama. Those are two really good schools.
Well, what exactly was he gonna do? Say I don't want to.
I get it, but I'm just saying I could have played quarterback for Alabama and we would have won 90% of our games.
Now wait just a doggone minute. What you're not gonna do is sit up here and say that you could have did that. No, I'm just not gonna. I'm
Touchdown.
Can we get that as a meme?
All right, what's our next?
That's what. Look, that's why I made that face. Hey, Gooch, that's why I made that face because you know that's going to happen.
Yes, thank you.
Who up next? Our next topic here.
Yeah, what's going on? Who got next?
I think it was supposed to be Veep, but since Veep isn't here, go ahead and talk about just Deshaun Watson because that's what Veep was going to do.
Okay, so guys, here's the thing. Deshaun Watson, we all know, unless you've been living under a rock, Deshaun Watson was suspended for 6 games by the supposedly neutral advisory person who used to be a former federal judge. Her name is Susan Robinson. The NFL, however, has said, well, we know you're a judge and all, but clearly you don't know what you're talking about in this matter. And we're going to supersede that and try him under the court of us. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to be the jury and the executioner. That's what we're going to do. So here's the problem that I have with this Deshaun Watson thing. Susan Robinson said out of the 20 lawsuits that were facing him, only 4 had any credence at all. 1% credence in all of them. Only 4. Okay? So let's go with that. Only 4. And then let's also say that in her ruling, she also says there was no criminal activity in this. He did what he did with the women. And then they got mad at the end. And that's what happened. So if you're saying that there's no criminal offense happening here, right? He did nothing.
This is a family show, Gooch. We don't want to know what he did.
Now
I can't say it. Yeah, I can't say it.
Now he want to talk. Now he want to talk non-AP principal, but he want to jump.
Hey! I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but okay.
I can't say the specifics because it is, But
needless to say, it wasn't a happy meal.
No, it was not. It was.
Was anything happy in it?
It was happy something, but it wasn't a happy meal. Here's the thing, though. Like I said, you got this guy. He didn't do anything criminally wrong. The women, most of them were found to be completely non-credible. And then you have the 4 who were somewhat credible. Nothing could be proven out of those 4 cases. And the woman, Susan Robinson, said nothing actually was criminal here. We're going to give you 6 games just because, you got bad publicity for the league. We understand how these things go. And you deserve some games for that. But nothing actually was substantive here. The NFL read all this and said we want a year and a fine and mandatory counseling, and he may not get back in next year either. And what do you guys think?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm just really a little bit vague. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna tell you why I'm vague. if there's any women that are out there that are going through, sexual assault, whatever, I understand if it's real, okay? But if a dude laying on his back and if he asks you to do something and you do it, I really can't see how that is considered. Cause all you gotta do is walk out the door, okay? It's just like if someone, now I'm gonna be a little bit PC here because we have, Deacon Gooch right here. If it's somebody that is sitting there and they want to have a blow pop, okay? It's kind of hard for you to force someone to have a blow pop. If they don't want to have a blow pop, I don't want to give them a blow pop and, put in the, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't really make anybody do that. I can't make anyone hand do what he's suggesting or asking them to do.
Rock. Just stop talking. Number one, no. Just stop talking. Rock, stop talking. What's the day's? Hey, Gooch. What's the day's date? Today is what? August the 8th. I have the dubious honor of doing the first disclaimer of the season. The views and opinions of Rock do not reflect those of the rest of the hosts of Rats, Blast Media, or Blast Radio 247.
Or Mr. Glass and Mr. Glass gave me. You forgot to add me.
I'm just saying, bro. You made that sound so creepy. I'll never give my kids that candy ever again in life.
But look, that was the worst job I've ever seen.
I'm trying not to say that. I'm trying not to say the word pretty much like Glass.
You could have. You know what? You could have just used the scientific term. It wouldn't have sounded as creepy as you made it sound.
Most of the people on here don't even know what the heck fellatio means. So I say that they gotta look
exactly. So you could have did that instead of having people think that you got a white panel van and some duct tape in front of your house.
How exactly can you make someone do that? I just want to know. I mean, can you make someone do that?
There is such a thing as a Jedi mind trick, if you believe it.
Well, but I don't.
Mr. Glass knows all about that.
Oh, dang.
Hey, listen.
Wow.
Y'all see the size of my head, all right? There's some brains in here. You can do a lot with a brain.
This has been my opinion and my issue with the whole thing all along is how you make people do this.
Well, here's the argument. Here's the counter argument to this, Rod. And I don't believe this is the case. I'm going to go ahead and say this, but here's the counter argument. The counter argument is that this is the quarterback at the time of the Houston Texans. Very powerful, very prominent figure in the Houston community. And I think some of these women were supplied by the team as massage therapists. So what the counter argument here is that if he told the team, well, I didn't like this girl because she did such and such, and I don't like her. Just get rid of her. That's exactly what would have happened. So the counter argument is that if they probably felt like if they didn't do what he wanted, then they could lose their jobs. That is the counter argument, and it's a power position thing, and I get that, but I don't think that's the case here.
Right.
I'm at the counter that, man.
I'm gonna counter, dude.
I'm gonna counter that because I'm sure he had more than 24 to do it. I mean, that had massage therapists and they had a few more that did not do what he asked them to do. And I'm sure they didn't lose their job.
We don't know. I mean, we can't speculate. That's the thing.
Yeah, but see, they would have been the ones that would have come out and said, okay, it's some sort of like quid pro quo because he wanted me to like do something and I wasn't able to, so I lost my job. They had the better lawsuit than the one
they would have sued
that he asked me to do it and I did it. Now I'm mad because I did it.
Yeah, they could have. So if my scenario, my counter argument is correct, they would have sued the Houston Texans because the Houston Texans would have had wrongful termination.
Yeah,
and obviously because that wasn't the case, That is why I say I don't believe that that's what actually happened. So, yeah.
But you got to also look at it from the NFL's perspective, and this is why they feel like more needs to be done, because if they let that stand and they don't come off as being more strict, they do open themselves up for future litigation, because they're going to be seen as being complacent to someone who's potentially a rapist or a sexual predator. And so it's the optics of it. It's what it looks like, not just necessarily reality. It's what it looks like. And so that's why they are pursuing it. Now, do I think they have a chance? Not so much, because keep in mind that his suspension did not involve the Players Association, right? It was an outside arbitrator.
Yes.
Anything the NFL does is going to have to involve the Players Association, which means, check this out, y'all. Let's say Goodell says, okay, NFL is gonna impose an 8-game suspension, right? Then they counter and go, the Players Association goes, you know what? We'll split the middle. Now he's gonna do a 3 or 4 game suspension. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So they can actually lose on that situation. If they keep pursuing it. So, they might as well just let the 6 games stand and just, keep moving.
The other thing also, D-Ray, is that they have an opportunity to fail at this. The public perception is that they did a thing where they had an independent arbitrator rule on this, right? The independent arbitrator ruled 6 games. The NFL is trying to supersede that rule an entire year, or what is called an indefinite suspension, which means he may not get back next year. And if that is the case, and that's what they actually wind up doing, then what's going to happen is Deshaun Watson and the NFLPA are going to sue the NFL for what they've tried to do. Because what you can't do, and I guess technically they can, but they're definitely going to challenge the legality of this. What they can't do is have a rule where, okay, we've sent out an independent arbitrator. We're not bound to live by that. We're going to impose our own, decision making, even though we've absolutely established a process for this to go by. We're going to supersede that anyway. And what Deshaun Watson's clear and concise argument is, look, you guys set the rules. I followed the rules. I gave you everything you needed. I talked to all the people. I was in court. I gave you all the documents, and this lady ruled 6 games.
So real quick, let's go back to this first comment. Deb says, I agree with Glass, but the NFL has to do more than ban him more than 6 games. I say ban him a year with no pay, and we don't know what's going on inside. Yeah, that'll never happen, Deb, but wishful thinking. And my man Tan, I hope this is a man. When are we gonna learn? This has happened to so many brothers now. We've got to make better decisions, period. I tend to agree with Stokes here. But the NFL has a culture of privilege that this is always going to happen until that culture changes, because athletes can get away with murder because they play ball. You know what I mean? And they get used to it.
As a counter argument, and I'm gonna let you speak of the Gooch, as a counter argument though, and we've all seen it. All people got to do now is say something happened. We see videos all the time where like cops are just rolling up on like people just because someone called the cops and say, hey, there's someone out there that did blah, blah, blah. And that person don't even know who this person is. And the cops, go in and take them down. It's just, if you can't prove it, if you can't prove that it happened, and if all you got to do is just say that it happened, and then you have to prove that it didn't happen. That's my issue with it.
I'm sorry, but
that it didn't happen, because now you are putting the onus back on the other person who did me, and like all you gotta do is say it. You say it, and if you don't pay me, I'm gonna say this, and if you don't pay it and I say it, then now you're gonna be suspended for like a whole year. I can mess your whole career up, blah blah blah, just by saying something. What you got, dude?
Well, I think that anytime that the NFL has anything like this, the precedents from Ezekiel Elliott of not doing anything wrong is 6 games. Whether you're innocent or guilty. I just hope they keep it the same for all athletes, or if they're going to stop doing it, let it be something that President Joe, where you're going to go. But 6 games seems to be the minimum if somebody accuses you of anything.
And it's all it is accusations. He didn't went to court. He didn't went to court. He didn't went through all of that stuff. But just because someone accuses you
don't
does
put
not
yourself
mean
in that
like
position.
you automatically should be gone a whole year.
Yeah, because because we can't accuse people of being addicted to Twinkies or what they do with Vaseline behind closed doors. But here we are. Or blow, God forbid, blow pop.
Yeah, blow
Here
pop.
we are at the bottom of the show, and our blast artist of the week, or at least this show, is going to be Jay Sa with Unbothered right here on Rats.
It's your boy, Jay Sa.
I don't really care what they think, don't really care what they do.
They now lay hands on you.
The beast inside, no, I'm with that too. Don't really care what they think, don't really care what they do.
They now lay hands on you.
The beast inside, no, I'm with that too. I don't really care what they think. I'm unbothered. I got 4 kids, nigga, I'm a father. That's 2 boys and 2 daughters. Any harm to them, I get revolvers. Straight to the morgue, no doctor. Especially if I use a chopper. Shorty said I'm a hot stopper. I lift up like helicopters. Look down on nigga situations. Used to wonder why niggas be hating. Many times I gave them a plate, man. I swear this the work of Satan. Wanna kill them all like Jason. That's the old way I used to think, man. Thanks to the pills from the shrink, man. I said that shit with a wink, man. They be wondering why I keep myself up inside. Cut my patience to short, creativity high. And they be wondering why they see the feet in the sky. All bullshit aside, one day we gonna die. And my brain gonna fry from a cannabis high. Every time that I sigh, I pull the smoke inside. And every time I exhale, I put the pride to the side. This how these niggas be dying. Keep a pride up on our shoulders. That's a rocky situation like a boulder. Easily tipped over. Only take a few seconds and then over. Especially if you stay strapped like a soldier. Sig in the holster. Less than a second it will roast ya. I don't really care what they think. Don't really care what they do.
They now lay hands on you.
The beast inside, no, I'm with that too. Don't really care what they think. Don't really care what they do.
They now lay hands on you.
The beast inside, no, I'm with that too. Messy situation like spilled red drag with no coasters. Could've prevent that slip if you listen to what I told ya. Now 2 people's lives is over. No luck, 3-leaf clovers. That's why a nigga stay sober. I'm talking about that dranky drag. I had my screws loose, clanky clank. Now I sit back, smoke that danky dank. I'm better off like this, let's be frank. Can't be having a spirit control what I think. I put my life down the drain, right down the sink. Now I tighten up screws, I control what I think. I move up now on a whole nother rank. Oh lordy, lordy is the one that I thank. Giving me the willpower, not the drink. It's really official like the notary stamp. Life giving me blows, I'm the victory champ. All I had to do was change how I think. You could do the same too if you sat down and think. But we stay on the move like we hook to the crank. And giving all the fucks what people think. That limits your move and that's how you think. That's the real deal, homie, no game or prank. I don't really care what they think. Don't really care what they do.
They now lay hands on you.
The beast inside, no, I'm with that too. Don't really care what they think. Don't really care what they do.
They now lay hands on you.
The beast inside, no, I'm with that too.
Yeah.
And that was our boy Jay Sa. Jay Sa. If you are an independent artist or even a stand-up comedian and you want to get your material out there to the public, go by www.blastmusic247.com, fill out a free profile, and let's get you started. Blastmusic247.com. Glass.
Changing the industry, one artist at a time.
Whoa, got it.
You was a beat off, but you know what? You get credit. you get credit. You know what? I need to pivot. I know we want to continue to talk about the NFL, but we get talking about personal responsibility, and we got to talk about Brittany Greiner. If we're talking about personal responsibility, because this has been a polarizing issue, and you got people who are on both sides of the fence. You got white, black, poor, rich, smokers, non-smokers, whatever the case may be. And so for the uninitiated, Brittany Greiner was caught with a 0.4 ounces of hash coming home from Russia. She was flying from Russia to the U.S. They caught her at the airport, and 180 days ago, they locked her up for possession of a controlled substance in Russia. And she was charged and convicted and sentenced to 9 years in prison, in a Russian prison. And so the arguments that I have seen regarding this situation over the past couple of weeks is she did it to herself. She brought this on herself. She she know the law. She knew the laws, and people are forgetting that she played over there for 7 or 8 years. They knew she had it. So when you start talking about personal responsibility and what happens, particularly when it's an athlete, particularly when it's a female, particularly depending upon their sexual preference, is it really about personal responsibility with Brittany Greiner? What do you guys think?
Political pun. You already know what I think because I was in a heated argument, throughout the whole weekend basically, and I don't back down from it because I feel there's a straight up political, everything, and for everyone to sit out there and say that a half a gram of cannabis oil is worth 9 years when I think I posted something yesterday where basically the same thing happened with a woman and she got 2 months in Russia and a fine and everything else, exact same thing. So everyone that sit there talking about, it's the laws, they forget slavery was a law. You know what I'm saying? The law don't make that stuff right, man. It don't make it right.
First of all, it wasn't the same. I'm gonna tell you why it wasn't the same. Brittany Greiner had less than a half an ounce. Mm-hmm. Audrey Lauber had 17 grams.
Yeah.
Okay, she had 17 grams. Now, I've never dealt in that line of business, but I don't think that 17 grams is for personal consumption. Mm-hmm. It sounds like a business startup to me. And here she is, 2 months fine, and she's back home. So yeah. I don't know. Gooch, what do you think?
I have to agree with Rock on this one. This is straight political. We're gonna Russia's done with her as far as playing basketball, as we see. They've already made their decision. She's not coming back. So we're gonna try to. We know that she smokes cannabis. We haven't said anything, but now that we're at war and the U.S. is backing the other people, we're going to try to do a prison swap or get something, sanctions off or something behind the scenes if you want this athlete back. And they're using her for a pawn, unfortunately. That's all I got.
That is what it is. I mean, that's point blank. That is what it is. And it is disgusting. What our world, and I don't even want to say the United States, but what our world is coming to and what it's always been. And I feel sorry for her and her family and everything else. Because like I said, everyone knew she was doing it. I mean, over here she was prescribed it, for pain and whatever. I mean, you 6'9" female, you playing as many years as she is played, she's gonna have some aches and pains. So yeah, they basically prescribed it to her, knew that she was doing it. It was oil. It wasn't like she was rolling up stuff. And now all of a sudden, 9 years for something that someone wouldn't even get 2 months for. Yeah.
I'm Glass. I want to hear your opinion, and then I got something else to say about that. But go ahead, Glass.
Okay, so here's my opinion, and I want to try to make this as quick as I can. Brittany Greiner, the difference between her and that Aubrey girl that you mentioned earlier is she's black and she's a lesbian.
Yep, that's true.
Russia has had their own personal war against the LGBTQ community. And that is also part of this. They would not have chosen Brittany Greiner if she was white and straight. They would have chosen someone else to do this with. It is very unfortunate that they chose her. It's very unfortunate for her wife. It's very unfortunate for her family. And it is disgusting that we are, as the United States, not immediately going in there with troops and getting that woman out of there. Because quite frankly, we would do that for another political dignitary. If one of our people, one of our politicians was stuck in Russia under similar circumstances, we would have troops at their border yesterday. But we are doing sanctions and we are talking negotiations. We do not negotiate with terrorists, right? That is what the United States always says, right? Am I wrong on this? What they are doing to this woman is terroristic activity. You can look at the laws. You can look at everything else that happens with this. That is what it is. So I'm asking the president and everybody else that has something to do with this, get your stuff together and get this damn woman home.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. But you know, going back to this, okay, she did it to herself. She did it to herself. What's the average salary in the WNBA?
Man, what, like 60, 70?
Yeah. so league minimum in WNBA is somewhere around 30,000-40,000.
Yeah.
The highest contract in the WNBA is 200,000. Right? The league minimum lowest contract in the NBA is 900,000. Maybe if the NBA stopped being stingy and paid the WNBA players a little bit more, she wouldn't even have to go over to Russia in the first place. Because that's the only reason she was over there.
Here's the thing. I agree with that, D-Ray, but let's keep it 100. If you watch the women's game, and I know I'm probably about to get flamed for this, but if you watch the women's game, they don't have the same entertainment factor that the men have.
Bull.
Fact.
Yeah, I don't mind watching them.
Bull.
Okay, I watched the game with my dad. Hold on. I watched the game with my dad yesterday, right? We sat here and watched these women who don't have particularly good ball handling skills. And they're on the floor. They don't have particularly good shooting strokes. They're on the floor. They're starters. Now, some of them do. Some of them do. Don't get me wrong. But let me ask you a question. Do you think an NBA player that's a guard would be able to shoot 1 for 6 from 3? And that's actually a decent percentage for that person?
Russell Rivers does.
Yeah.
Not the same kind of game, man. It's just not. We sit there and this is what I'm not going to do to women. This is what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to look at these women and say, well, you know, she's a woman. She's doing the best she can. No. I know there's some actual female ballers. That Aja Wilson, she's a baller. Brianna Stewart, she's a baller. If we had women that were on their level for all the starters, then I would understand we need to raise their salary a whole lot. But the problem is that the WNBA doesn't teach these women a lot of fundamentals of basketball the way that they need to, and they allow the coaches just to be stupid and do nothing. That is the truth. Their coaching is bad. The way that they prepare for the games is wrong. I could go on a long list, but it's not the same game, and we have to stop in our minds excusing that fact. Listen, there's some that are really ballers. There's some that are not.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot what show I was on. Where the heck is that flag at? There it is. Flag on the play.
I disagree with everything you said.
I disagree with everything you said. Gooch, you go ahead or I go ahead? Because I disagree with everything you said.
It's so much that was incorrect.
Yeah, I go. So first of all, lack of ball handling skills. Are you serious? Are you serious?
I watched multiple games this season.
Oh my God!
Lose the ball, and then it would just be back and forth the same way, 2-3 possessions in a row.
First of all, that's egregious. First of all, these are professional athletes.
And I respect it.
And
let me ask you a question.
Wait, no, stop.
Go ahead.
Stop. some of the cream of the crop in the WNBA could be all-stars in the NBA.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Period.
Wait a minute. Who do you think in the WNBA is fitting to guard LeBron?
Now, I didn't say
No.
somebody in the NBA. I did not say that is not what I said. What I said was I said they could be all stars. There's nothing. I didn't say anything about guarding LeBron, but I guarantee you this. I bet you they run him to death.
I bet you they got better ball handling skills.
I bet you they got better ball handling skills. I bet you they run him to death. I bet you that. I tell you this. You know how I feel about Jordan, and Cheryl Swoops gave him a run for his money.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Have you ever seen Cynthia Cooper play?
Facts.
If you ain't never seen Cynthia Cooper play,
I will do you one better. Cheryl Miller could have guarded LeBron.
and outshot him.
I outshot him too.
I appreciate what y'all are saying right now. But Rock, I'm gonna ask you a question because you're the only sane one in this room right now.
Oh my goodness.
Do you believe that any woman that is on the WNBA is guarding LeBron James in a one-on-one situation?
But that's not what we're talking about. That's about entertainment value.
But
that's not going to let him speak.
That's not going to happen because we are trying to compare oranges to oranges and not oranges to apples. So
I'm saying.
So Lisa Leslie was a center at 6'6" in
exactly
women's thing. Okay, she's not going to guard Shaq at 7'1".
Exactly.
Something found, but any other female center that she's gonna come up against, she's gonna dominate because like her skills have been playing against female elite athletes for all of her life. And
100%, totally
you
agree.
come out and you say that like some of them don't have jump shots and everything, man. If they nothing else, they fundamental.
They all fundamental.
That's a fact. The league is built on fundamentals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna challenge everybody who listens to this podcast. They do a WNBA game on national television every Sunday. Mm-hmm. Okay, what I want you to do, I want you to watch that game, the entire game, like I did this past Sunday. I watched the Seattle Storm, I think it's called, and the team with Aja Wilson. I can't remember their name, but I watched that entire game. And I challenge you to tell me next week when we do this show that I wasn't correct. I challenge you to do it. If you can watch that whole game and watch those women go up and down the floor and there's not a situation in that game where it goes back and forth with turnovers between both teams, with bad passing, with bad dribbling going to the paint, with the fact that you're trying to lay the ball up and they look like Russell Westbrook sometimes. Trying to do a layup.
I've seen a whole lot of WNBA games, and you are going to have some teams and some players that are bad, just like you have.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so
but it's not all of them.
Hold on, Rob. You're right, and that's what I said. Hold on, Rob. But this is exactly my point. You're correct, but you're leading to my point. You see, the good players are really good players, but the medium players, the average player in the WNBA, is not as good as the average player in the NBA. And that is why they're struggling. Because the bad players in the WNBA are like the bad players that existed in the 1950s in the NBA. They don't know what they're doing out there on the court sometimes.
They've been playing basketball since like elementary school, man. They know what
they're doing back in the 50s.
You know what? This is where we're going, because, we done gave you 2 flags. So we're going to have to move on. But I'm going to just let everybody know. Everybody in the sound of my voice that's listening to this podcast, when you address your hate mail, make sure you put Glass, that dude right there, on the envelope. And put Mr. on it. All right.
Hold on. Random question of the day.
What?
Y'all think the FBI found Donald Trump?
What?
Oh, that's what my mom was trying to say.
Y'all
Okay.
Now
I
I read first. That's why I didn't even touch it.
That's what she was trying to break in here and talk about. He called the flag
on the article.
This is the first time in Rat's history that an associate producer of Blast gets a cotton picking flag. That's for you, Lena. That's for you right there. Sweet.
Hey, look. Look, I just want to make something really clear. WNBA players, especially the stars of that league, they're great players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying women can't play the game. That would be stupid.
That's what it sounds like
Right?
you're saying.
No,
That is
it's not
exactly
I'm
what you
saying.
said.
You
You said they didn't know what they was doing.
Like this,
That
I'm
is
just
what
saying-
you said.
I'm just saying it's
And
really
guess
clear.
what? That's gonna be the clip. That we need a highlight clip.
The bad players, all right, are too bad to function in that league and to bring the league up. That's what we're all trying to see. We're all trying to see the WNBA players get paid more, right?
You don't know why they are not getting paid more? Now I'm just gonna break it down and I'm gonna let you know now. They're not getting paid more because there's not enough women that are watching the games. There's a lot of women that out there that are sports fans, and it's all about views and like everything else. That's what the money is tied to. If the women and the people that are saying, hey, you know what, they're not getting paid enough, if all of them watch the game, then they will get paid enough, because it's all based on viewership and advertising and like all of that. So
I agree.
if you can get more women to watch women's sports like they say that everyone should do, then those salaries will go up.
Well, see, first of all, then now you have the proverbial, is it the chicken or the egg? Because, maybe if they paid more, then there would be more women that would be inclined to learn the game and want to play the game. And then you have people that want to watch. I mean, look, the WNBA, AAA baseball, which is the minor league of Major League Baseball, they pay more than the WNBA as a league.
I think
Imagine that.
does too. I think Double A does as well.
Yeah, imagine that. So the thing is, you have to invest in that, and as far as I'm concerned, the WNBA, the way that they run pick and rolls, the way that they run plays. If you really want to learn the game, if you're learning the game, watch a WNBA game, because it's all fundamental.
This. And I told you guys I was watching that game on Sunday, right? Whoever the coach for the Seattle Storm is, if you don't put Sue Bird and Brianna Stewart in a dang pick and roll, I'm coming for your job, bruh. You have the best. You have Chris Paul in the women's game at point guard, and you have
you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that.
Sue Bird's last game, right?
I watched it. Yes.
You can't even say that.
Screaming for them, dude. Pick and roll with Brianna Stewart and Sue Bird. Let Sue Bird work in her last game, but now you're gonna just put her up there as the outside shooter and not let her really run the rock like she's supposed to in her last game. Come on, dog.
You can't even say that.
Let me get 1 minute in. 1 minute. This is what my opinion on the game, WNBA versus NBA. The dunk is what put the NBA over the top as far as excitement. Women are not going to dunk, so you're going to lose a lot of viewerships on that. Also, the entertainment factor of letting the NBA players walk and carry the ball, where the NBA does not do that. You have to dribble and take your 2 steps and go up. They don't allow that walking and double dribbling and all that other stuff. They play very good fundamentals. So it's a team sport for NBA, whereas the WNBA is more individualized. And that's the reason why you're not going to get the dollars in my opinion, because of those 2 reasons.
See, I remember stating that I thought that the WNBA needed a player or multiple players that could dunk. And everybody on this panel flamed me for this. So if y'all don't flame Gooch for saying the same thing I did.
I'm saying the
We gonna
dunking
have a
was
problem.
right.
It is because in the beginning, if y'all remember basketball history, in the beginning, dunking was frowned
Frowned upon.
Yes.
But like like NBA didn't even allow it. They had to go to the ABA to even dunk because
Oh, you know that was racial. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So for the longest, and if you ask some really, old basketball people, I'm talking about 70s and up, they will still say that. Oh man, dunking ain't nothing. Dunk is easy. All it is just sitting up on the goal. Dunk. They will say the exact same thing because that's what they was taught, 40, 50, 60 years ago. But there was nothing wrong with going to a high school game or a junior high school game and they're not dunking. The boys are not dunking. It's nothing. And like those gyms are packed. Not every high school has people on it that are able to dunk, but those are packed. Boys games. So it's not only just about the dunking. It's just what is in your mind when you say, "Hey, you know what? This is more exciting just because it's men." We need to think that also about tennis. That is slowly changing now because like tennis, every player that you could probably think of as a woman. Track. I mean, you will sit there and watch some men track, but we all know why you're watching the women 100 and 200. We all know the reason why, and it's just what it is. They're those are like individual sports there, where it's like none of them, no one's faster than like any man that is out there.
I personally agree with you, and I cannot wait for the Brazilian volleyball team.
Man, don't
bet it now.
No, wait a minute. Wait. Before we go though, because we got 2 minutes, and I normally don't do this because y'all know I'm a diehard Steeler fan, and you know how I feel about the Steelers. But the Steelers have done something that is so egregious that I'm actually considering finding another team.
Whoa.
What they do?
Can y'all tell me what the hell is the name of our stadium?
Acrisure? What is that?
Who is that? Who is like who?
That is the new name of Steeler Stadium. Not Heinz Field, not Three Rivers, a seizure stadium.
A seizure.
No, that's not. It's Acrisure, but I see a seizure. I don't understand this.
What do they do?
I don't know.
How did they outbid names still?
Right. I don't
They
get
got
it.
billions of dollars. You don't even know who the heck they are.
It's all about money. The owner said, "Yeah, I put your name up there. Give me some money."
I have a question though. If you're a stadium owner,
I'm sensitive, Glass. Don't do it.
I'm not. If you're a stadium owner, who's naming their stadium Acrisure?
You ever got the money, man?
I get it, but that is terrible.
Yeah, they like
You
pay
might as
money
well,
for
bro.
like 10 years
Bro, you might as well name your stadium Inshore Stadium. I don't. Huh?
What did you just say? Name it what?
Inshore Stadium. You know the little drinks. Yeah, the vitamins, the minerals. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man,
No, I don't know that, Glass.
they got the
You
money.
will give it 20 years. You be drinking them. You be sipping on them.
Man, in 20, Gooch ain't gonna be here in 20 years. He'll be 90.
Life of the fast lane.
He'll be 97 in 20 years. He ain't gonna worry about no what it is. Shoot, that's about as bad as the Commanders, man. I'm done. That's just dumb.
The Commanders. That is the worst name in sports
That
history.
Tan, that went with a name that was as horrible as the team. You must be talking about the Cowboys.
No, he's talking about the.
No, I ain't talking about the
seizure.
Steelers.
You know, I'm about to end the show with our favorite song. Lena says this must have been the OnlyFans Rats edition. Bring back Veet. He's a decent man who brings order. I would like to point out a couple of things to you. You see this jack strap? Never mind. That I just ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. All right, closing words. Glass, go with the closing comments. What's your closing comment?
My closing comments is justice for Brittany. Say it.
Yep. R.I.P. Bill Russell. Free Brittany. Free Brittany. Free.
Oh, Matrix.
Matrix got him and didn't get me. Go ahead, Gooch.
Free Brittany Greiner. Go Cowboys.
Did God
that last part in there, didn't
he did have to throw that crap in there.
Go Cowboys.
No, I agree. Free Brittany. Rest in peace to some Bill Russell once again. Roger E. Mosley, who we lost yesterday, who played TC on Magnum PI. Olivia Newton-John, who passed away today, who was popular with Grease and very popular singer in the 80s. You know, man, life is short. All gas, no brakes. Follow your dreams, people.
Yeah.
All right. And next week, maybe Veep will be back. Maybe not. But one thing's for sure, Cowboys still won't make the playoffs. Y'all have a good week on Blast. Rats. I forgot the name of it.